It's the end of May in 2020. We're in this COVID-19 pandemic. How do you buy or sell a house when it's stay at home? I'm Daryl Palmer. So let's talk about that. We have developed new protocols with getting you into a house or getting buyers into the house that you're going to sell. And yeah, everything's different. Everything's topsy-turvy. I said topsy-turvy. It's upside down. It's all different. Everything's new to us, right? So what do? Well, we've developed certain protocols with the CDC and the county of how to handle this, and we're doing it very well. And absolutely, as I speak right now, the market week over week in the last 3 weeks has gotten more busy, more buyers, more loan applications, more offers, and more listings coming out. So this is I hate to say it because it's so dumb, but it's the new normal. I said it. Okay, there we go. So we have basic COVID-19 safety. The first thing is all entrants, I said entrants, they have to sign an advisory disclosure. It's called the PEADS, and it stands for pandemic, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, this just is a disclosure saying, I understand I'm entering a place, and everyone has to sign it. Anybody who walks in the door. And we have to post that on the wall. Somehow posting on the wall makes it better. Ask the LA County for that. That's funny. Okay, and then we have to do, anti-social distancing. I don't know why they call it social distancing because it's anti-social. I'm not going to stand over next to you. I'm going to stand over here. I saw a thing, the infographic I'm going to have somewhere here for you to download shows 2 meters, and like, oh my God, now we have to figure out. We know what 6 feet is, but 2 meters, what are we gonna do? All right, so anti-social distancing, we're all wearing masks, all wearing gloves, and we're wearing booties. Look at those boots, nice. Okay, and the county has decided that there's 1 agent in the house and 2 adults. No kids, sorry kids, you can just see it on video, but that's how it goes. At a time, 3 people in the house, 1 agent, 2 adults, that's it. All right, so mother-in-law and all the whole family can't come, sorry. And so the CDC doesn't say anything about wearing gloves, but we're just like, why wouldn't you just wear gloves? And then we have a no touching thing. So I go in, open all the doors, open everything. You go in, don't touch a thing. And then you're gonna touch something. So then I have to have hand sanitizer and have to go in and clean up the house. Don't touch anything. So if you live there, what do? You have to leave, right? 3 weeks ago, the LA County Supervisors decided that you could only show vacant houses. And then the 90% of the homeowners that are occupying their houses, they could only do a virtual tour, which is okay. But if you are, right there, a virtual tour isn't going to do it, man. Not going to do it. If you're looking at all of that, I'm doing opposite because that way is actually that way. Which way am I looking? If you go to meetdaryl.com, you can schedule a virtual strategy session with me. If you are a buyer, great. If you're a seller, you can walk me through your house. We can talk about things before we meet in person, so we can just keep our person-to-person thing down, right? That makes sense. Via Zoom. Everybody on our team who walks in a house is doing the same thing as everybody else who's walking in the house. Gloves, booties, masks, hand sanitizer, wipe anything down if you touched anything. Don't touch that. I've been doing 3D tours for years, and everything's like, oh, 3D tours. Like, well, hello, welcome to 1997. We're doing virtual open houses and virtual showing. So if you're out of state or somebody doesn't feel comfortable about going in the house, with my iPhone, we can do FaceTime, we can do Zoom calls. And if you have one of those weird Google phones, Google Duo, D-U-O, is a great app. If you want to do an iPhone to a Google phone, Duo does the FaceTime thing, connects them both. It's really a nicer interface, and you can do like up to 10 people, I think, on that one. If you're a buyer, a pre-qual letter is not going to get you in the door in COVID because, as you can see, it's a giant pain to set all this up. You got to get the sellers to leave. And then they're worried about you're going to touch something and get cooties in their house. And then I'm worried that you're going to get cooties in the house. And I'm worried there might be cooties in the house. You see the thing? So you have to have a pre-approval. It's not a pre-qualification, pre-approval. So if you're a buyer in this thing going on right now, get pre-approved ASAP because the market's not humming, but I'll get into that in a minute. But if you are not pre-approved, you're not seeing the house in person. All right, that's safe. Or if you're paying cash, you need proof of funds. Show us the proof of funds that you have it in the bank, and then they'll let you in, because otherwise, no looky-loos. This is just too hard, too dangerous. Offers and closings, all virtual, all digital. We're even seeing Zoom call notaries. They're kind of figuring out, I guess notaries don't want to go in the house. Earlier, like 3-4 weeks ago, we had literally mobile notaries that would come to your house. Now they're in the car out front, and then you go out and they hand you the papers, and then you just sign it on the hood and hand them back, and they got gloves, and everyone's got the masks up. But we're doing that, but also we're going to be doing them on Zoom calls. So that's good. We like that. That helps, right? One less trip out. What else? Walkthrough, inspections, appraisals. Again, anybody who's in the house, mask, gloves, all that stuff. You touch anything, you wipe it down. And don't touch anything. We're seeing some lenders, like the big banks, like Wells, at least last week, everything's changing every week. We don't know. This could be obsolete one day from now. They're not even going to the houses. They're doing what they call a drive-by appraisal, which we were doing in the last turn down in 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12. They were doing, well, before that, they were doing drive-by appraisals. Like, it's fine. There was more scrutiny, but they don't want to go in the house. It's all this liability nobody wants to get involved with. So I understand that. Okay, so what questions do you have? Okay, well, I'm sure those will come in. What did we learn here? We learned how we sell market. We have protocols in place, how you look at a house. Protocols are in place. We are doing it very cautiously because, well, we care and we don't want you to get sick. We don't want to get sick. We don't want our families to get sick. We don't want anybody to get sick. So we're doing whatever we can to make it easy for you to go out of your house, go into another house, look at it, buy it, move. When that house is vacant and it's move out time, we have home cleaners who have technology that kills virus, and it takes about 45 minutes in each room. And by the end of the day after move out, that house will be cleaned and virus free if there was any cooties. Gone. I'm Daryl Palmer at RE/MAX Estate Properties. I've got a link below where you can get my infographic. And that's really sexy, and you can carry it around, keep it in your pocket, and go, oh, what are the rules? If you want to set up a buyer strategy or a seller strategy, 20-minute session with me, meetdaryl.com, meetdaryl.com. I'm Daryl Palmer. You can reach me at 310-502-4240. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to download that thing because it's kind of cool. Next up, we're going to be talking about what's going on in the market really, and looking at a few stats real quick. It's going to be fun. Keep saying that out loud. But .com, see, here's my name. Right there. It's not my number. It's 310-502-30. Oh, God. At least last week. Everything's changing every week. We don't know. This could be obsolete one day from now.